Andy Price and Chad Tennis back with you here. We're ready for game number 2, and this is the winner's bracket final. We call it a semifinal. Whoever wins this game has the leg up, and they are in the driver's seat for the rest of the way. They will move on to tomorrow's final at Dundas, and will need to be defeated twice. Miesville is the home team. They are looking for their 4th state meet championship. They won in 2016 and 17 back-to-back years. They played in the championship game last year against Chanhassen and would lose. But Miesville, the power, they're hosting today. They've hosted the last 3 weekends, and they will be taking on the Rochester Royals. Rochester has been very impressive, coming off a 3-0 shutout of Champlain Park last night and moving on to this showdown against against Miesville. On the hill for the Miesville Mudhens today, Quinn Kruger out of Woodbury. He pitches for St. John's, and he will be towing the rubber. His opposing pitcher for Rochester, Matteo Finocchi, coming out of New York City. Isn't that what they used to say with the Pace commercial? Where's your salsa from? New York City? Where's your town ball pitcher from? New York City? Oh, that's where Matteo Finocchi is hailing from. We'll get you the lineup here for the Rochester squad and get you the defensive setup for Miesville as we go to the top of the first inning of this game. The winner will move on to the championship game in Class B. Leading off for Rochester will be the center fielder, Mike Mahalik. Tate Miners bats second, plays right field. As we go through here, Malene is the catcher, and he will be batting third, and Bo McClintock is the left fielder, and he bats fourth. We'll get you the rest here in a second. First pitch is in for a strike to Mahalik, and we are underway here in game 2 from Miesville, and it is the Mudhens taking on Rochester. Batting 5th for Rochester will be Drew Block. He is the first baseman. Nick Pearson bats 6th at second base. Sam Warren is the designated hitter, batting 7th. Alex Hollitz bats 8th and will play third base, and Dan Lyons will bat 9th and play shortstop. Mahalik grounds it foul, and we're off to a quick 0-2 start for the pitcher, Quinn Kruger. Trying to scramble to get in between these games and get lineups as the pitch is outside to Mahalik. And also apologize for the wind. We are in a wind tunnel today. And strike 3 called. Mahalik goes down looking, and Quinn Kruger starts off with the strikeout, and we will Tate Miners is your number 2 hitter. Quinn Kruger 5-2 on the season. Says he has 2 saves as well, 61 strikeouts. Add another one as he gets the first strikeout of this game, and he comes back with a strike to Tate Miners, the right fielder. Line drive right up the middle for Miners. Caledonia, Minnesota played at Augustana, and Miners with a base knock right up the middle. Logan Malene wearing number 6. Pine Island, Minnesota, played for Century. In Northern Iowa Community College as well. He's the catcher. He'll be batting left-handed. So 1 on and 1 out in this big game, the winner's bracket final, we would say, and the first pitch is fouled out down the left field line. There's a prize. The defense for Miesville, Ronnie Sweeney at first, Brian Sprout at second. At shortstop, Gam Ledoux at third, Vanderbosch the manager is in left field. Pitch outside, count goes to 1-1. Werner in center and Vujovic in right field. Vujovic will be leading off for the Mudhens in the bottom half of this inning. Rochester won a state championship 16 years ago. They are always a team that seems to be in the mix, but it's been 16 years since they won a state title in Class B. Moline, the batter. The count 1-1. They throw over to check Miners. Miners, the runner at first, and grounded for a base hit. Runners at first and second, back-to-back hits off of Quint Kruger.
Stepping up to the plate for the Rochester Royals, fourth batter in the lineup for left fielder number 34,
Bo McClintock, who wears number 34. He plays left field. He's in the cleanup spot, and he comes up with runners at first and second. Rochester winning last night over Champlain Park 3-0, advancing to this game. Kruger in from the set position, checks the runner at second. Nobody is guarding it, and a ground ball foul right over the top of the Miesville dugout. The breeze continues to blow. We're doing our best to protect our microphone in terms of being able to not have that rushing wind sound, but it is a constant breeze. I'd say it's blowing 15 out of the north, straight out of the north right now. Runners at first and second, one out. Strikeout of the first batter, Mahalik. McClintock fouls it away, and it's 0-2. 4 M's off the top. Mahalik, Minor, Moline, and McClintock. McClintock, wearing number 34, from Rochester, played at Point University in Georgia, and also some time in Oregon. Runners at first and second. No balls, 2 strikes. Kruger, the right-hander, kicks and delivers up high. Strong Woodbury influence on this Miesville Mudhens team. You'll hear that all day long as we're calling out the lineup, but Kruger, one of that group of players that either coming from Woodbury or Eastridge High School. Breaking ball, misses. Count moves full. Just a little up on that breaking pitch. And it should be 3 balls and 2 strikes, I believe. I think, if I am correct, I might be incorrect. Scoreboard still lists at 2-2. 2 hits in the inning here in the top of the first inning. And Kruger slowing down a little bit, and it's fouled away. A young ball boy getting a new batch of balls for the umpiring crew here in this game. We do want to pass along the update. We were tracking that Bird Island game. They win in 13 innings, so they've won their last 2 games in 34 innings of baseball. They've advanced on to the quarterfinals, which are tomorrow in either Dundas or Faribault. Pitch on the way, and that makes it a full count. So the count was 2-2, and Kruger has 2 pitches that he thought were in for strikes. A breaking ball, and that was a fastball on the outer part of the plate, and it missed the black according to the home plate umpire. So count is full now. Runners at first and second. Slash foul and into the cemetery. There's a gaggle of kids that are in the cemetery right now just waiting for the foul balls. They know what it's going to get them. A hot dog or something, maybe. A brat. The kids want the brat. All right, full count, 1 out. Kruger got the first out on a strikeout, then back-to-back singles, 1 to center, 1 to right. Kruger looks in for the signs, checks the runner at second. Sprout a little close to the bag, and there's strike 3. McClintock was choosing not to swing at any pitch that was close in that at bat there. The last three that were ball, or two that were balls in that one. Not taking the hack at, and so there's 2 outs. And the number 5 hole hitter is Drew Block. He's a first baseman. Drew Block wears number 12. From Rochester, went to Mayo High School and also a Gustavus Adolphus player. Heavy influence of the MIAC, the Minnesota Intercollegiate Conference. Runners at first and second. Flared foul, and the count quickly 0-2. 2 outs and 2 base runners, 2 base hits, 2 strikeouts. That's what we have. It's symmetrical almost. See what happens here with Drew Block. We're in inning number 1. Pitch in. That has to be strike 3. That has to be strike 3. That is right over the middle of the plate. Wow. That one is middle of the plate at the knees. 1-2 the count. Kruger pitching to Block. Runners going, grounded towards second, and Sprout goes down. And that'll score a run. So because the runners were going, Sprout at second base was headed towards the bag, and that leads to an RBI single, and Rochester out to an early lead. So Block with an RBI single. Scoring on the run is Miners. And heading over to third is Moline. Nick Pearson, the second baseman, at the plate. Swing and a miss. First pitch. Pearson, Century High School and Ellsworth Community College is his background. Runner at first and third, 2 down. 1-0. Rochester has taken the early lead. Grounded up the middle. That one will get through. Let's make it 2-0. Scoring is Moline. Moving over to second is Block, and Pearson with an RBI single. Sam Warren coming to the plate, and too quick on the board. And that fastball down the middle of the plate looms large here, as Kruger thought he was out of the inning. Fouled straight back, right past the catcher, Max Morris. Max Morris played hockey with my youngest son in the Woodbury Hockey Association. Morris part of that East Ridge Championship baseball team in 2019 as well. 0-1 the count to Warren, the designated hitter. Warren from Chatfield, went to Mayo High School and to Wharton Junior College. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. We're in the top of the first inning. Rochester has struck for 4 base hits. Ground ball towards second. They're going to have to get the pitcher over there to cover, and Kruger does just that. So a nice play from Sweeney to Kruger to end the inning, but 7 batters come to the plate, and 2 runs are scored. 4 base hits. We'll be right back. You're watching NSPN.TV's coverage of the State B Amateur Baseball Tournament.
Baseball. It's America's pastime and Minnesota's passion. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, in partnership with the Minnesota Baseball Association, brings you coverage of the 2022 State Amateur Baseball Tournament. Coverage is proudly brought to you by The Urgency Room, fast, flexible care. McDonald's, owners and operators of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. Find your golden opportunity at mcdonalds.com/careers. The Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. And by the Minnesota Twins. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now, let's get out to the ballpark.
engine continues to hum, and Rochester will look for Mateo Finocchi to hum as he takes a 2-0 lead, and they're making him take his bandana off underneath his hat. Mateo, number 2 pitcher for Rochester, 8 wins on the season.
Number 6.
Matt Meyer, the ace, went 9 innings of shutout baseball last night in their win over Champlin Park. And then now they're looking to get to their number 2 pitcher, and Mateo Finocchi will be the first pitch, and right away he beans the leadoff hitter. So not the best way, and that's Ben Vujovic to start with giving up a cheap one. So Vujovic quickly at first base. Played at Simley High School, St. Thomas player. You'll also see a lot of St. Thomas connection here with his team. Joey Werner, number 99. First pitch was a ball. Second pitch in for a strike, 1-1. Werner looks like he says that's up. Umpire says no, not. 1-1. So right away, based on what happened there in the top of the first inning and the non-called third strike that allowed the inning to move on, I think you're going to see the Miesville players questioning what they're getting in terms of calls around the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. First batter hit by a pitch. Vujovic swung on and missed. As I mentioned, Finocchi is from New York. Also went to college out there and swung on and missed from Werner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sitting on deck is Austin Ledoux, the third baseman. The defensive lineup for Rochester: Moline, the catcher, is battery mate at first base, Block, second base, Pearson. Lyons is at short, and Hollitz is at third. McClintock in left, Mahalik in center, and Miners in right. Fouled back, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Whoever comes up short in this game will turn right around and play in Game 3 against the Champlin Park Low Gators. Mateo sets at the belt and delivers, and it's popped up. The off-speed pitch out in front of it was Werner, and the center fielder Mahalik is there, and he brings it in.
Coming to the plate for the Mudhens, third batter in the lineup, the third baseman, number 24, Austin Ledoux.
Ledoux, number 24, comes to the plate. Hastings, Minnesota, played at Grand Valley State. Slashes it foul, just wide of first base. Lefty versus righty in this. Checks the runner at first and kicks and delivers. Pitches down low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The big hitting hero last night for Miesville in their 6-1 win over the Blaine Fusion was the old man of the group, Brian Sprout, the head coach at Eastridge, who's 42 years old. He had a 3-run homer that opened the game up from 2-1 to 5-1. He also scored a run in the game. In doing so, Sprout tweaked his hamstring a little bit, and noticing on that play at second base when he was covering the bag and he had to turn around, he was probably a little slower than you would normally think, so keep an eye on that. Throw over to first base, and Vujovic is back. Vujovic, the leadoff hitter, probably very much a candidate to be active on the base paths And knowing that, Mateo Fanoki keeping an eye on him. Outside on the pitch, and the count 2-1. 2 runs in on 4 hits in the top half of the first inning. We're in the bottom half, and a leadoff hit by pitch started things off, but a fly ball out by the number 2 hitter. Now up high on the breaking ball, and the count is 3-1. Three-one pitch on the way. It's carved into the cemetery. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count. Let's take a look and see if Vujovic at first base might be on the move with this one. Would not be surprised. We'll see what kind of jump he gets against the left-hander. And he stays, and the ball is lifted towards right field. There's a short one, and having to charge in and make the play is Miners. That ball held up by the wind a little bit, I would guess. And 2 down. Derek Marks comes to the plate. Marks went to Park High School. Played for Augustana. Heavy East Metro side of this for this Miesville team, and he laces it out to center field. Mahalik will have to play it on a couple hops, and he does just that. And Marks is on with a single, so 2 runners on.
Batting next for the Miesville Mudhens.
For
In the lineup, the first baseman, number 11, Ronnie Sweeney.
the Miesville Mudhens, and Sweeney comes to the plate. Sweeney wearing number 11, Woodbury High School. Played at the University of Minnesota. Swung on and missed. Sweeney, of course, we saw the matchup in the collegiate season this year from the University of Minnesota as he got a chance to face another one of his high school buddies, Adam Major, who pitched for Iowa. Major drafted in the second round of the recent draft. Pitches high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sweeney, first baseman, he'll swing from the left-handed side, and he's got 2 runners on as they try to erase that deficit, the 2 runs that Rochester scored in the top half of the first inning. 2 on and 2 out, count 1-1. Swung on and missed, and Mateo Fanoki's ahead 1-2. Sweeney steadies as Fanoki looks back to the runner and twice and pops it up. Is it Miners or is it Pearson? Pearson is the one who gets underneath it. The sun is not as much a problem right now as the breeze, and they get out of the inning. We'll step aside. We'll be back for the second inning on NSPN.TV.
Join our team while supporting yours. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, NSPN.TV, is looking for camera operators and broadcasters for our live game streams. The atmosphere of sporting events can't be beat. Be a part of the action with flexible scheduling and guaranteed game rate pay. If you're a student or adult looking for an opening into the world of sports media, or to just make a little extra cash, send us an email at jobs@nspn.tv. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
One of the great first lines in music history. I was cutting the rug at a place called The Jug with a girl named Linda Lou. Little Leonard Skinnerd for you. We talk music, we talk baseball. It's the top of the second inning. Rochester scored 2 in the first.
Third baseman number 7, Alex Hollins.
Alex Hollins coming to the plate. Rochester kid. Went to Century and then on to St. Cloud State. Hollins hitting 8th in the lineup, playing third base. Kruger delivers a strike. Kruger was a little unnerved by the happenings in the first inning as he gave up 4 base hits, 2 runs. He thought he had gotten out of the inning earlier. Curveball in for strike 2, and Kruger wants to work quickly. Hollins steps out of the batter's box. Hollins didn't mark in last night's game, their 3-0 win over Champlin Park. They're up 2-0 here quickly, and the count 1-2 after the breaking ball in the dirt. Kruger out of the windup, delivers strike 3. I think I've seen that pitch before. And Dan Lyons comes to the plate. Lyons from Rochester, another Century, University of Minnesota product. Lyons batting 9th. He plays shortstop. Veteran player for this Rochester team. They batted 7 in the first. Now in the second. Kruger's pitch, just low, ball 1. Pops straight up in the air. Morris takes off the mask, and it will land on the roof of the grandstand and pop out into the parking lot. Andy Price and Chad Tennis with you here from Miesville, game 2 of 3. By the time we're all done today, we'll have paired this field from 4 teams to 2 teams. Then we'll turn it over to somebody else to call the championship. Half swing, check swing by Lyons, and it's right at the right fielder, Vujovic, and Vujovic puts it away. 2 up, 2 down, and back to the top of the order.
Stepping up to the plate
Mike
for the
Mahalik.
Rochester Royals, the center fielder, number 10, Mike Mahalik.
He struck out looking in his first at bat, so he'll get 2 appearances in the first 2 innings. Kruger delivers a strike at the knees. Settled down nicely so far in this second inning. He knows he's got the offense behind him to erase the 2-run deficit. His job is just to keep it at that mark. Curveball is lifted to the outfield. The shortstop Gam goes back, and he about 10 steps out into the outfield. He'll make the play. All right, we played an inning and a half. I'm sorry I didn't change the inning marker on that. I'll do it right now just to tell you how dumb I am for not doing it earlier. And we're going to take a break on NSPN.TV.
Let me tell you, that was quite the community college. That was, they recruit. They're not community college, they recruit. Oh, I got hit pretty.
We go to the bottom of the second, and we do have the inning correct. I apologize for that. That's all on me. I'm producer and play-by-play, and I'm like a quarter of a play-by-play and an eighth of a producer. The math on that isn't strong. We're in the bottom of the second inning. We're going to go to the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for this Miesville Mudhens team. And Max Morris.
Third Island defeats Red Wing 1-0 in
Talked about Morris being part of the state championship team at Eastridge in 2019, beating New Prague in the final at Target Field. He was a junior at that time. Unfortunately, Max Morris lost his senior year as COVID shut down the 2020 baseball season. So his last high school baseball experience was a state championship. He's playing at St. Thomas. Talking to a few people who know him, and as I said, he played some sports with my youngest son, and they said he had a little arm issue this year, so he shut down most of the late spring, and now he's back and catching today. 1 ball, 1 strike to Morris. Pitch on the outer half of the plate, strike 2. Grounded right back to the pitcher, and Mateo Finocchi grabs it and flips it over. Brock Reinhardt had done most of the catching this year for the Miesville Mudhens. Brock is off at college, as seems to be, you hear that story quite a bit at this level, and the flip out by Vander Bosch, the manager / left fielder, and on one pitch he flies it out to his counterpart in left field, and there's 2 up and 2 down. So at 42 years old, Brian Sprout comes to the plate. Last night a 3-run bomb. He's his 2nd home run of the tournament. Head coach at Eastridge High School. Former professional player, played at the AA level with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and Sprout still getting it done here at the town ball level, the amateur baseball level. 2 outs and 2 balls and no strikes to Sprout. Right-handed hitting second baseman. A bomb last night made it 5-1 as they went on to beat the Fusion of Blaine outside 3-0. So Finocchi has missed on his first 3 pitches to the long in the tooth second baseman, but still very much a key part of this team. And Sprout will head down to first base on the walk. As mentioned, came up a little lame yesterday during the game with after the 3-run homer with his little tweak of the hamstring, so he might be limited in what he does. Max Gam, number 99. Shortstop today. He is up with 2 outs and a runner at first. Another Woodbury Eastridge kid. First pitch, a ball. Second pitch in for a strike. So 1-1 the count. And Finocchi delivers, and it's fouled straight back to the backstop, and count is 1-2. Great backstop here. Again, netting, what we see in all 3 of the parks that were left. Actually, the 4 parks, if you count Class A as well. Great for the fans to be able to look through the netting instead of the fence. And 1-2 pitch, strikeout by Finocchi. So a runner is stranded. And we'll go to the 3rd inning. Thanks for watching NSPN.TV. It's Miesville trailing at home. Rochester leads it 2-0. They're coming to the plate next.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Saturday, September 17th at the River's Edge Convention Center in St. Cloud, the home of the Minnesota Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. Tickets to the banquet can be ordered by downloading a form from the Hall of Fame website, mnamateurBaseballHOF.com. Tickets can also be ordered from Hall of Fame Secretary John George by sending an email to mnbaseballHOF. Congratulations to this year's Hall of Fame
To the top half of the third inning we go, and it'll be the numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Tate Miners, Logan Moline, and Bo McClintock. Miners singled and scored in the first inning. He advanced to second on a base hit from Moline. Scored on the base hit by Drew Block. Swung on and missed as Kruger trying to find his stride after the 4-hit first inning. Breaking ball up high, good bite to it. That pitch has not been called a strike so far. From our vantage point, it looks pretty decent, but it probably crosses high. That one, base hit by Miners, his second hit of the game.
Batting next for the Rochester Royals, the catcher.
And a leadoff single starts things off here in the top of the third. Moline at the plate. Left-handed batting catcher, single to right his first time up, and he does it again. Oh, knocked down by Sweeney. Will Sprout get there quickly enough to get the out? He does. Oh, well, very nice defensive play there. Sweeney knocking it down, his teammate picking him up, and they get the out. So Sweeney makes the stop and then gets back to the bag. It does advance the runner to second. If you're scoring that at home, that's actually 3-4-3. McClintock struck out looking his first time up, and he's got a runner in scoring position with one out. Top of the third inning. Ground ball foul. He had an RBI and scored a run in last night's game, their win over Champlin Park. McClintock, right-handed batter, swings and misses. Good fastball from Kruger. Got it past him, and the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Standing out at second base is Tate Miners. Miners looking to cross home for the second time today in 3 innings. He's singled and scored in the first, and he's sitting on second base now. Kruger checks the runner, and nobody's there. Neither Sprout nor Gam was around. The tassels of the corn waving in the wind in all 3 fields as you look across. Grounded foul. Count remains 0-2. 1 out here in the top of the third. Field of Dreams feel, minus the fence, but you would expect shoeless Joe Jackson to come walking out of one of the corn rows here in Miesville. Picturesque ballpark in the countryside. Lifted out towards center field. Werner's going to have to track it down. He does over his shoulder, makes the catch, throw back in, will advance the runner to third. Tagging and moving was Miners.
Stepping up to the plate for the Rochester Royals.
2 outs, and Drew Block comes to the plate. Block with one of the RBI. He has a runner 90 feet away from home. First pitch misses outside. Ball 1. Kruger in the windup. Delivers, and it's lifted into left field, and Vander Bosch is there. Vander Bosch has a beat on it, and he makes the play. So the leadoff single does not matter. Rochester can't score him. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. You're watching NSPN.TV.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.tv. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college seasons. NSPN.tv will provide subscribers with an abundant supply of local sports content, featuring live events called by local play-by-play professionals, comprehensive highlights, feature stories, weekly shows, documentaries, and video podcasts. Welcome to the neighborhood, NSPN.tv.
Leading off on third for the Mudhens. Right fielder number 6, Ben Vujovic.
We are back for the third inning, and it's back to the top of the order for the Miesville Mudhens. Miesville in their navy blue tops, white lettering, their pinstripe pants, and Vujovic swings and fouls it back. Slap towards second base, fielded by Pearson. Pearson fires across, and they get the speedy Vujovic to get the first out, the leadoff out here in the third inning. Vujovic walked his first time up. 0 for 1 now. Werner flew out to center field. One hit so far, and that was off of the bat of Marks. First pitch, ball 1 from Fanoki to Werner. Werner, the center fielder. Lefty on lefty, and the pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom half of the third inning, it's 2-0 Rochester. Many considered these two teams the top in Class B. Everybody was looking at Chanhassen. They were a 4-time defending champion, but they were down some players this year. Pitch misses. 3 balls and a strike now to Werner. Swung on and fouled back. That's a Highway 61 ball. That's a good one. That's one that's going to bounce off a fender. Count full. Make sure you look both ways before you cross it. Yep, there's another one. Highway 61 has 2 balls in a row.
Better get Bacon's
3-2 the count still to Werner. 1 out in the third, and he swings and misses. So Fanoki picks up his second strikeout of the game. And at the plate, Austin Ledoux, he flew out to right field for out number 2 in the first. And number 24. Just up the road in Hastings here. What are we, about 8 miles outside of Hastings here in Miesville, just to the south. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. This ballpark slated to host a college game this year. Off the glove, throws over to first, and they get the out anyway. 3 up, 3 down as Pearson hung with it. He makes 2 of the outs here in the inning, and that ends the third. We'll talk about that college game in just a second. We're going to the top of the fourth inning.
The Minnesota Baseball Association. Rawlings, the mark
And it is 2-0. We're just going to keep it right here for this one. Remind you the first games out of the chute in the Class C tournament, both very entertaining. We had a win by Jordan rallying back to beat Bluffton, and then also in game at Faribault, the 13-inning affair from the team that just doesn't want to play short games. That was the win by Bird Island in 13 innings as they move on with their win over the Aces of Red Wing just down the road here from Miesville. So Bird Island on to the final 8, as is Jordan, the Brewers, a team that was everybody factored in would be a top team, and they're into the quarterfinals. Delano and Asante are playing right now, and that game is scoreless in the second inning. And then the other game, I'm not sure if it's going to have started yet. I believe that's Waconia playing. No, they are playing. Waconia and Buckman Billy Goats are deep into their game. In the sixth inning, Waconia is leading 5-4. Nick Pearson comes to the plate. And the first pitch is a strike from Quinn Kruger. Pearson singled to center field, 1 for 1, and give him an RBI. Count 1-1 to Pearson. He wears number 25. Plays second base. Pitch in for a strike, and 1-2 from Kruger to Pearson. Wind howling now out of the north. Grounded towards third, and it will be just foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Pearson has to tie his shoe before he gets back into the batter's box. Rochester, Minnesota kid. We are in the top of the 4th inning. In Miesville, the Mudhens here at home. Now the count 2-2 as Kruger misses outside to Pearson. Pearson made the play to end that inning. As I said, he battled the ground ball, knocked it down, went back, got it, and got the out. 2-2 pitch is down low, 3-2. That one misses low, ankle high. Three-two pitch on the way, and it's lifted foul. Two runs on 5 hits for the Rochester Royals, and they miss. And Kruger, I'm happy. He knew he missed low on that pitch. And so a leadoff walk as Pearson has reached base both times now. And Sam Warren, the designated hitter, who grounded back to the pitcher, he, in his first at-bat, the left-handed swinging designated hitter, he'll come up with a leadoff runner at first base. Top half, 4th inning. Rochester up 2-0. Pitch misses outside from Kruger. Miesville battled through the loser spot last year and got to the championship matchup against Chanhassen. Could not stop Chanhassen from winning their 4th. Warren lifts it down the left field line. This has trouble on it, but it is foul. Slicing and aided by the wind, that thing gets foul. Yeah, that was probably about 8 feet foul. When it first left the bat, I thought it had started enough in fair territory that it was going to give the left field line a run for its money, but it was pushed and sliced into foul territory. A ball and a strike is the count. Kruger sets at the belt. Leadoff runner not too far. Pitch inside, 2-1. Kruger worked a quick second inning after giving up 4 hits in the first. He did have a runner at third in the third inning, so he's dealt with his share of trouble. 2-1 pitch, nice curveball in on the hands of the left-handed hitting Warren, and Warren locked up, swung through it, missed. That's a tough pitch for a lefty to hit if it's right at that spot. So Kruger levels the count 2-2. Runner fakes going, strike 3, throw down to Sweeney. But the runner was back at the bat.
Stepping up to the plate for the Rochester Royals.
Strikeout number 4 for Kruger.
Hollitz.
And Hollitz comes to the plate. He's the third baseman. He struck out looking his first time up. Another swinger from the south side. Southpaw. Lefty. Foul tip. Off the glove of Morris. Strike 1. Rochester Royals co-coaches Brad Pfeffer and Chad Wiseman. Almost getting the runner at first. They had to try the pickoff play. Rochester, the Royals in a good spot now in the top of the 4th, up 2. Kruger sets at the belt and popped up and in play. Left fielder, Vanderbosch, does not make the play. They'll still get the force out at second, and they do. So Hollitz reaches on a fielder's choice. 7-4 is your put out at second base.
Now batting for the Rochester
Vanderbosch never looked sure of it right away. The shortstop, Gam went out. Vanderbosch, it was not a confident move to the ball, and then he lunged at it at the last second, and that caught the heel and down, but it doesn't much matter because they get the out at second base. It's the exact same situation had he caught it. The runner, Pearson, not in a position to be halfway down the line, though had he been maybe a quarter down the line or third down the line, he might have been able to make it. Throw back over. Now the runner at first base is Hollitz as Lyons comes up. Lyons lifted a fly ball to right field in the second inning. The only inning that Kruger has gone clean in, 3 up, 3 down. Runner going, and Morris cannot hold on to the ball and a stolen base. He wanted to flip it to his throwing hand and fire away, but bobbled it. So with 2 outs, there is a runner in scoring position for the number 9 hitter, Lyons. Grounded towards short. Gam's going to field it. Gets it up to the basket and throws it across to Sweeney for the out. Threatening again with a runner in scoring position is Rochester, but they do not score. No runs. They did not have a hit. They do leave 1. We're going to take a break. We'll be back for the 4th inning, bottom of the 4th, right here on NSPN.TV.
Join our team while supporting yours. The all-new Neighborhood Sports Network, NSPN.TV, is looking for camera operators and broadcasters for our live game streams. The atmosphere of sporting events can't be beat. Be a part of the action with flexible scheduling and guaranteed game rate pay. If you're a student or adult looking for an opening into the world of sports media, or to just make a little extra cash, send us an email at jobs@nspn.tv. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth for the Miesville Mudhens, designated hitter number 7, Derek Marks.
Derek Marks comes to the plate. He owns the only base hit for Miesville at this moment in time. He also had a nice game last night. 2 RBI, 2 for 5 at the plate. The designated hitter, right-handed swinging, Marks. Park of Cottage Grove nubs it off the end of the bat foul, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike to Marks. Single to right in the first inning. 2 runners were on for the Mudhens in that inning. Since then, the last 4 batters have been erased for Miesville. Lifted up in the air, that's the second baseman, Pearson, and he's going to shield his eyes and make the play. Still, I guess you'd call that a high sky, not a cloud anywhere near. It's like cloud, oh, take that back. There is a cloud to my west and south. A little too small clouds. They're a mistake in the atmosphere today. It is perfect outside. Nice and cool, mid-70s. The only thing that I'm complaining about is the wind howling into our faces here at times. As we're kind of, I would say we're in a wind tunnel. No outs from where we're at, too. The other place we could set up broadcast would also be right into the face of it. So Sweeney, after ball 1, does not swing on a high fastball. So it's 2 balls and no strikes to Ronnie Sweeney. Sweeney and Max Morris. The last 2 due up in this inning, unless we get some runners on base for the Miesville Mudhens as they trail it 2-0. That pitch is on the outside corner, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Sweeney popped up to the second baseman, his first time up. Up high, count 3 balls and a strike. 1 out here in the fourth. 3 games of baseball in Miesville, 3 games of baseball in Dundas and Faribault today. Pitch outside, and that's a 5-pitch walk. And Sweeney reaches. And Vanderbosch, the left fielder slash manager, is on deck. Max Morris comes to the plate. I'm getting 1 spot ahead of myself. Morris grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. So a graduate of high school in 2020. Would have played 2 years at St. Thomas. Curveball over for a strike. And Morris, the catcher for the Mudhens, looks at the first pitch. 1 out, 1 on. Kicks and delivers. Curveball popped straight up. This one should be playable. And it's the first baseman Block who charges in and makes the catch. I don't know if it's the sky or the wind, but nothing seems to be overly confident. Nobody seems to be overly confident tracking these balls that are hit up in the air. 2 up, 2 outs, and Vanderbosch comes to the plate. He flew out to left field his first time up, left-handed swinging. Number 4. Played at Oral Roberts University, his college ball, down in Oklahoma. First pitch, low, just below the knees, over the plate, but ball 1. 2 down here in the fourth, runner at first. Nice crowd on hand, watching the home team, the Mudhens, play. Running and easily beating the throw was Sweeney. A good jump, a good lead, good jump and a curveball, a slow curveball. That was the formula for a pretty easy stolen base. So runner back in scoring position for the Mudhens. 2 down. Count 2-0. Fastball misses outside. So 3-0 with Brian Sprout on deck. Finoki gets the call inside. It moved Vanderbosch back, but it was over the plate. 3-1. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Finoki delivers, fouled straight back, and the count moves full. Runner at second is Ronnie Sweeney. He reached on a walk and then stole his way to second. Full count pitch delivered, and it's a little looping liner that will be caught if they rule it that way. And they call it a catch. It was a long wait to see if it was a catch, and what a nice play there by the left fielder. You actually have your own instant replay on our games. Just take the arrow back and see how good a catch that was. So 3 outs, and it looked like an opportunity for a run to be scored. That was a run-saving catch made out in left field by McClintock. Give him the credit. I thought that one was dropping for sure. And that ends the 4th inning. We're going to go to the top of the 5th inning right now. We'll keep it here. You're watching NSPN.TV.
Now batting for the Rochester Royals, center fielder number 10, Mike Mahalik.
Mahalik comes up to the plate, the leadoff hitter. It's the second time he will lead off an inning. He led off the first striking out looking. And he ended the second with a ground ball to short. First pitch a strike from Kruger. 2 runs in the first off 4 hits, and that's pretty much it. They've added 1 more hit out of the Royals. Grounded foul on the count 0-2. Mahalik played his college ball at Illinois. Rochester Mayo is his high school. Really good pitch. Really good curveball. Deemed not over the zone, 1-2. I think if you were even to ask Mahalik, I think he thought he had been done in on that pitch. Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, from what I could see, there might have been just a little of steam coming out of Kruger's ears as he reared back and threw an 88-mile-an-hour fastball right past Mahalik. Miners at the plate. He's reached both times, scored the first run. Single, he's 2 for 2. Pitch on the outer half of the plate, strike 1. Top half of the 5th inning. Rochester 2 in the first. That's what's held up to this point in time. Almost hits him, a breaking ball that had him buckle his knees. Miners singled to center, came around to score. He singled to left to lead off the third and was stranded at third base. Morris tries to frame the pitch, but it was a little outside. Count 2-1. Traffic on Highway 61 heading to Red Wing behind us. Low, 3 balls and a strike. One pitch is a breaking ball that spins in nicely and runs the count full. Miners looking to reach base in his first 3 plate appearances, first 3 at bats here in the 5th inning. 3-2 pitch on the way, and they say it went. Miners didn't think he did go. He thought he checked it and was heading down to first base.
Next up at the plate for the Rochester Royals, catcher number 6, Logan.
2 outs, 2 strikeouts for Quinn Kruger. The catcher, Logan Moline, singled and scored in the first. Grounded into the very rare 3-4-3 out off the glove of the first baseman, played by the second baseman back to the first baseman. First pitch is a ball. In the 5th, it's 2-0. No score in Faribault right now between Delano and Isanti. That game starting late thanks to the Bird Island 13-inning game. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch inside, 3-0. As I mentioned before, Kruger went clean in the 2nd inning, 3 up, 3 down. He's trying to do that for just the 2nd time in 5 innings, but now he's down in the count 3-0. Shakes off the sign from Max Morris, and the 3-0 pitch is on the way. Outside, and a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Bo McClintock. McClintock making the catch at the end of the game, at the end of that last inning. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. With 2 outs, he's got a runner at first base. The other game in Class C going on, that one's later. That's into the 6th inning already, or 7th inning, I think they said. In 7 an appropriate number, as the Buckman Billy Goats trying to knock off Waseca. Everybody thought Waseca was one of the teams to beat, and in the 7th inning it's 7-5, Buckman over Waseca. That being played in Dundas. After 5 straight balls, a strike from Kruger to McClintock. Throw over to first base. Lean was not that far off of the bag. He's also a catcher. Not saying that catchers don't run, but he's not too far gone, unless you think that maybe a hit and run is in order with that count. 2-1, the count now after the breaking ball outside. Kruger tagged for 4 base hits in that first inning. 2-1 pitch on the way, and it's low, and it's now 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Runner at first, 2 down here in the 5th inning. Winner of this game moves on to the championship tomorrow night. And walk. So 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. It's like we're watching a major league game.
Next up, number 12 for Rochester, first baseman Drew Block.
And Drew Block comes up. He had a base knock, scored a run in the first inning, And in the third, he flew out to left. We're going to chat about things for a second here. I don't know if I've heard too legit to quit since I've been about 1991, 92. Throwback day here at Miesville, home of the Mudhens. And the Mudhens right now are in a little bit of a trouble. They're down 2 runs, and they've got 2 runners on against them. Rochester Royals, a looping to fly ball to left. It's going to get to the gap and down. That will score 1. It could score 2. It does. And Drew Block has been a hitting hero in this game. And it is now 4-0. That double to left center is a 2 RBI double. That scores Moline. And it scores McClintock. So the 2 walks come back to haunt. Both score on the double. Only 1 base hit in the inning, but it's good enough for 2 runs. That brings up Nick Pearson. Pearson 0 for 1. He walked the last time up. I'm sorry, 1 for 1. He had a single and an RBI, and then he walked the last time. He's reached base both times. Right now, it does not seem like Kruger and Morris are on the same page. Runner at second. Pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pearson. Pearson with a hit and an RBI. Right now, Drew Block sitting at second base, 2 hits and 3 runs batted in. Laced out to center field, right at Werner. Werner takes 2 steps back and hauls it in. To the bottom of the 5th we go. It's 4-0 now. New score here from Miesville. The Royals in control.
Driven to the right center gap, might be over the head of the outfielder, and it's out of here. Raiola with his 4th hit of the ball game.
A homer and 28 RBI. And he smokes one. That's crushed to right field. That is out of here. Drew Block, his 2nd home run of the season.
Can Lee work on a damage? Oh, center fielder's coming in. It's going to be down with a runner and move from third. Here comes a throw to the plate. He's going to be safe, and this one's over. It's a base hit.
Wolfs that one towards center. It's going to be a tough play, and it'll drop for a single. Klein comes trucking home. Oh, look at this. It's not dead, so they're going to send the runner from third, and sliding in safe is Superdog. And it's still live, and now coming in is Mathewicz.
There seems to be a rhubarb going on in the Buckman-Billy Goats Waconia Lakers game. A lot of hand gesturing and hand waving from one bench to the umpiring crew. Looks like that might be the Waconia side. It's hard for me to tell with the sun shining on my screen. But in the 7th inning, the Buckman-Billy Goats lead at 7-5.
The bottom of the 5th for the Miesville Mudhens. Second baseman number 22, Brian Sprout.
Favorite nicknames in town ball. The Billy Goats are ranked in the top 10 for me. The Howard Lake Orphans are my favorite. Brian Sprout at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's now a 4-run game. Rochester, who won last night 3-0, up 4-0 midway through this one. First pitch in for a strike from Mateo Finocchi. 1 ball and a strike to Sprout. Sprout reached, he got plunked. First pitch last time he was up. That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. I can't get my scorecard right side up. I don't know what's going on with me. He was hit, went to first, and didn't move beyond that. 2 balls and a strike to Sprout. Pitch on the way, and it's over for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes, catching the outside corner. Pitch Pitch off the plate, and it's 3-2. I mentioned again, Sprouts has homered twice in this tournament. The big one last night, 3-run shot against Blaine. 3-2 pitch, it's lifted out towards center field and right in the tracks of Mahalik, and he'll haul it down. So Sprout flies out for the first out, and Max Gam comes up.
Now batting for the Mudhens, the shortstop, number 99, Max Gam.
First pitch misses by Finoki. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out, nobody on. Gam, last time up, struck out. Finoki has 2 strikeouts. That one catches the plate, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes now to the Wayne Gretzky of Miesville baseball. Up and high, count moves to 2-2. Finoki giving up just 1 hit so far in the game. That was to Derek Marks in the 1st inning. Since then, he hasn't been clean as he goes full to Gam. Overthrowing the fastball there on the 2-2 pitch. He hasn't been clean, but he's kept Miesville off the board. 3-2 pitch up high, would have been ball 4, but Gam had it in his eyes and he wanted to swing at it. 2 up, 2 down. Strikeout number 3 for Finoki, and Vujovic is up. Vujovic led off with a walk in the 1st. He grounded out to 2nd. Popped up, should be playable. The 3rd baseman, Hollitz, is there, and he hauls it in. Hollitz hauls it in. That's what I was trying to say. That was in foul territory. There's a clean inning for the young man from New York. Finoki goes to the 6th. We'll be back after this on NSPN.TV.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning for the Rochester Royals, designated hitter number 36.
And welcome back to Jack Rurr Field in Miesville. We had a couple shots from the aerials of, thanks to Fox 9 KMSP for that. And leading off for the Rochester Royals, leading 4-0 here in the top of the 6th inning, is Sam Warren. It's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Royals. They have built a 4-0 lead. Bit of a surprise against Quinn Kruger and Miesville. Winner goes on to tomorrow night's championship, 7:30 start. That game being played in Dundas. Bill Hupp will be on the call for that game. 1 ball, 1 strike to Warren. Warren 0 for 2. Lifts it foul, and 1 ball and 2 strikes. Back to the pitcher in the 1st inning, and he struck out in the 4th. The big swings coming off the bat of first baseman Drew Block. 2 base hits, 3 runs batted in, a couple doubles. 1-2 pitch on the way, fouled straight back. Top half of the 6th inning. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the 5th. That's how it all adds up to 4 for the Rochester Royals. That northern breeze has been blowing all day long. Kruger has that curveball slip out of his hands, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kruger delivers, and that one is slapped up the middle. No chance for Sprout to get that. Base hit from Warren. And that'll bring up Alex Hollins.
The third baseman, number 7, Alex Hollins.
7 hits on the day for the Royals. Hollins struck out looking, and he would have been flying out to the center field or the left fielder, but Vanderbosch dropped it. Bunt down, really good bunt in a good spot. Kruger's got to get it. He flips it over, so give him the sack for the first out. Hollins moves the runner Warren over. I was going to say that Hollins had the ball dropped in left field that ended up forcing out a runner at second. Dan Lyons comes to the plate now with a runner in scoring position. 1 down here in the 6th inning. Lyons, a right-handed hitter, flew out to right and grounded to short. Sprayed it around. First pitch is in for a strike, right at the letters. Crowd enjoying a great day at the ball yard today. Seats up and down the line, fouled away by Lyons. The way everybody went, ooh, that might have caught somebody, went up over the top of the dugout. I was calling minor league baseball in Billings, Montana some 16 years ago, and a rifle foul ball went down the first base line and caught one of our workers for the Mustangs in the head. We'll finish that story in a second, because I think it's kind of a funny story, even though it sounds bad. Fly ball to center field. That's hauled in by Werner, and he makes a very strong throw, and Warren wasn't going to go anywhere.
Next up for the Rochester Royals,
Sam Warren
number 10,
was just going to hold. Mahalik comes back. His 4th at-bat of the game. He is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but as I was telling you, this line drive hits the worker right square in the forehead, and I on air audibly said, "Oh," like that, and a few people listening to me said they thought maybe somebody was dead. This was a fly ball out to left. Vanderbosch will get a beat on it, and he hauls it in. So Mahalik goes 0 for 4 now and leaves a runner in scoring position, and we've played 5.5 innings. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is 4-0, Rochester in the lead. I can go to analytics, Google Analytics, and I can get a good number of who are on the site right now, but I can't tell you who's.
Oh, see,
If there's a cold beer calling your name, be sure to hit the concession stand on the third base dugout side.
Congratulations to all three sites, Miesville, Dundas, and Faribault, for putting on this tournament. It's been great. They've had to deal with some weather. That ball is hit deep, and right off the bat, a home run. Joey Werner with the home run. And it is 2-1 or 4-1. So Werner gets him on the board, and he crushed it into the wind, dead into right field. And the score is 4-1. That brings up Austin Ledoux. He's 0 for 2. Werner now 1 for 3, and he gets his squad on the board. So Miesville making some noise here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. A leadoff home run from the number 2 hitter. Ball was just jumped off the bat, and you see the kids in the corn in the outfield. They're looking for it. Ground ball, and off the glove of the shortstop Lion, and back-to-back base hits against Mateo Finocchi. Derek Marks comes to the plate, and just up until about a minute and 20 seconds ago, he had the only hit of the game for Miesville, and since that time, they've tripled the number. Home run and single, nobody out against Finocchi. Pitch outside, ball 1. Nothing happening in the bullpen yet. Not to say it should be, but I'm runner at first, nobody out, and a run in. Finocchi into this 6th inning. Swing and miss on a curveball that fools Marks. Quinn Kruger has gone 6 innings for Miesville. He's given up 4 runs on 7 hits. Now 1 run on 3 hits for Finocchi. Ground ball, foul, 1 and 2. 1 run off 3 hits in his line. He's pitched 5+ innings at this moment. 4-1. Now a 3-run game. Runner at first, nobody out. Pitch, grounded toward short. Will it be 2? Flip it to second for 1, and on for the double play. So the pitcher's best friend, the ground ball double play. And there are 2 down. Ronnie Sweeney comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He walked last time up. And Mateo Finocchi delivers. It's popped up and probably gets out of play. Does not get to 61. Sweeney pops up foul. That first pitch, 0-1 the count. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. So Finocchi, after giving up a home run and a single in quick order, gets the double play ball, now ahead 0-2 to Ronnie Sweeney. Bottom of the 6th inning. Curveball swung on and missed. And that inning ends quickly. Starts with fireworks and then ends quickly. 1 run. Nobody left on base. 2 hits. We're going to the 7th. It's 4-1. Thanks for watching NSPN.TV.
PrepSpotlight.tv made history in 2020 by live streaming every game of the Town Ball State Tournament. History is happening again. PrepSpotlight.tv has been great, but it's becoming greater. Introducing NSPN.TV. The Neighborhood Sports Network launches this week with end-to-end coverage of a fantastic Minnesota sports tradition, Town Ball. See every game for a new fan-friendly monthly fee. Join for Town Ball State Tournament games, then stay for the high school and college seasons. NSPN.TV will provide subscribers with an abundant supply of local sports content, featuring live events called by local play-by-play professionals, comprehensive highlights, featured stories, weekly shows, documentaries, and video podcasts. Welcome to the neighborhood. NSPN.TV.
Mudhens, number 12, Shannon Ahern.
New pitcher for the Miesville Mudhens here in the 7th inning, which means Quinn Kruger's night is done. Shannon Ahern, they called him Shannon Ahern, who's a Inver Grove Heights native, went to Holy Angels, St. Cloud State pitcher. He will come out to face Tate Miners, the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Rochester. Kruger goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs that are all earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. 2 of those walks came around to score on a double by Drew Block. That happened in the 5th inning. So the 2 of the walks hurt for sure, and that's the book on Kruger. He cannot win the game. He can only lose it. Miners goes around and swings. Count 0-2. 4-1 after the home run by Joey Werner in the 6th inning. We're in the top of the 7th here. Game 2 of 3. Grounded towards third. It's fair. And the throw all the way across the diamond goes from Ledoux to Sweeney. And a first out for Miners. He is now 2 for 4.
For the Rochester Royals, the catcher, number 6, Logan Moline.
Logan Moline comes to the plate. He's reached base 2 times, walked his last inning and scored. He's actually scored twice. Singled and scored in the 1st and walked and scored in the 5th. Breaking ball over for a strike. Over in Dundas, the Buckman Billy Goats have moved up 8-5 on Waconia. They're in the 9th inning. This one flared out to center. I believe Werner's going to be right there, and he's got it. So Moline is a fly ball out, and he's now 1 for 3 on the day. And that brings up McClintock. McClintock walked and also scored on that 2-run double from Drew Block. So McClintock 0 for 2 with a run scored. 2 down, top of the 7th inning. Loser of this game will play 30 minutes afterwards against the Low Gators of Champlin Park. Low, 1 ball and a strike. Shannon Ahern trying to work a quick 7th inning and get his bats back out onto the field. Swung on and missed on a very good off-speed pitch by Ahern. Top half of the 7th inning. Rochester was there 9 outs away from getting to a championship game. Grounded foul. We did a pre-tournament show to release the brackets. It was produced by NSPN.TV. Seen on the NBA's YouTube channel, and everybody all the pundits that we had talked to Class B, and they were saying, well, you got to look at the Miesville, you got to look at Chan Hassan. And I can't remember who it was, but one person finally said, as we get a strikeout, we got to throw down to first. McClintock is done. But one of the pundits said, I really like this Rochester team. I haven't seen enough of them, but I like this Rochester team. Well, they're 9 outs away from a chance to play in the finals tomorrow. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's stretch time here. We're going to keep it right here for the stretch. Bottom of the 7th inning. Mateo Finocchi still out there. He's gone 6 full. Now he's going to face the 6, 7, and 8 batters, Morris, Vanderbosch, and Sprout. Home run in the 6th inning by Werner made it 4-1. When this game is complete, the loser of this game will take on Champlin. Winner of this game heads right up to tomorrow night's game in Dundas, playing for a Class B championship. The Low Gators with a shutout win of Blaine to get to a semifinal matchup. It'll be an elimination game. That'll start 30 minutes after this game's over with. First pitch is in for a strike against Max Morris. Morris 0 for 2 on the day, grounded back to the pitcher and popped up in foul territory to the first baseman. Pitch high, count 2 balls and a strike. In for a strike, 2-2 to Morris. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Finocchi.
Coming to the plate for the Miesville Mudhens,
And Matt Vanderbosch will
number 4, Matt Vanderbosch.
come to the plate. Vanderbosch on the day, 0 for 2, 2 fly balls out to left field. The last one a key play, as it would have been a run-scoring base hit, but it was a diving catch made to end the inning instead. First pitch, swinging, hit out to center field. Having to back up on it is Mahalik, and he hauls it in. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th as Mateo Finocchi gets 2 quick outs. Sprout coming to the plate, he's 0 for 1. 5 strikeouts for Mateo Finocchi. Foul back and strike on Sprout. Sprout was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. Flied out to center field in the 5th. Finocchi led off the game by walking Vujovic. For 2 walks and a hit batter. 0-2 to Sprout. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th. Pitch on the way, grounded towards third, and through for a base hit. Diving third baseman Hollitz does not come up with it. Sprout with a single. And we go to the number 9 hitter, Max Gam.
Max Gam.
2 down, runner on first base. This game is still very much in the balance. Popped up and out of play on the first pitch, a fastball from Finocchi. 5 strikeouts on the game, giving up just 4 hits. One of them was hit a long way. It found a husk of corn when it landed. Fastball high, a ball and a strike. Still 8-5. Buckman over Waconia. That game, of course, you could watch it on NSPN.TV. Lifted towards right field, chasing after it as Miners. Can he get there? He can, but it bounces off his glove as he slides into the fence. Ball and 2 strikes. To Gam. Runner at first base is Sprout. Pitch was high, 2-2. Gam struck out last time and he chased a high fastball, and I think Fanoki remembered that. Tried to get him to chase again. That one was just a little bit too up. 2-2, 2 outs. That one's way up and out, and the count is full. Fanoki has lit a little bit of a match. You surely don't want to bring up the top of the order with a tying run in company with a chance to be at the plate. 3-2 pitch on the way. Curveball lifted towards right. Is Miners there? He was playing in. They had him played right, and he makes the catch. We've played 7. We're going to the 8th. Thanks for watching NSPN. It's Rochester 4, Miesville 1. We'll be right back.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
Leading off the top of the 8th inning for the Rochester Royals, first baseman number
8th inning we go, and it's Drew Block. And Drew Block is the hitting hero of the game for Rochester. 3 runs batted in, couple doubles. Block 2 for 3. First pitch in for a strike, still pitching. Ahern, Shannon Ahern. Breaking ball in for strike number 2. Breaking ball just misses. Turned his body to it, but it was going to break back over the plate. Swung on and missed, and Block goes down on 4 pitches. Breaking stuff from the lefty had him befuddled.
coming to the plate
But
next for the
again,
Rochester
2 hits and 3 runs batted in.
baseman number 25, Nick Pearson.
Key performer today, Nick Pearson. To the plate, he is 1 for 2, single, RBI, reached on a walk, and he fouls the first pitch back and flew out to center field. If you win this one, you only have to play this one. You don't have to play again today. If you lose this one, you have to play again. Game in Dundas is over with. The Buckman Billy Goats are onto the quarters. 2 balls and a strike as Pearson half waves at a pitch off the plate. That one lifted out to center. Warner has to chase after it. He does. And he chases it down. 2 up and 2 down. And Sam Warren will be the 3rd batter here in the 8th.
Royals, the designated hitter, Sam Warren.
Warren, the DH, had a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 3. single in the 6th. That was the last inning for Quinn Kruger, the starting pitcher. Fouled right off the glove of Morris, strike one. Miesville, trailing by 3, has 2 innings, 6 outs if you're doing math. Pitch is up, a ball and a strike, 2 down to Warren. Don't see anybody making their way anywhere around the bullpen for the first base dugouted team, which is the Rochester Royals. 2 balls and a strike to Warren. Breaking ball misses up and in, and it's 3-1. So Mateo Finocchi will likely be rolling his way back out for the 8th. That one hits him, so the 3-1 pitch just plunks Warren in the back. And a hit batter for Ahern. Ahern came in the 7th. He had retired 5 straight. That streak ends with a red mark on the back of Sam Warren. Alex Hollitz comes to the plate. Last time up, he sacrificed Warren over to second. 0 for 2 on the day. Line down the left field line, but foul. So in Class C, Buckman moves on. Bluffton loses. I always get those two teams confused. Ball and a strike to Hollitz, the third baseman. Struck out in the 2nd. Reached on a fielder's choice, and then the sacrifice bunt. 2 outs. 1-1 pitch on the way, and it's slash foul. Delano has taken the lead on Asante in the 6th. That game moving along. They had the 13-inning game. Delano, again, one of the pre-tournament favorites. Waconia was one of the pre-tournament favorites, so they did not have a bye. They had to play the first weekend and the second weekend. They get knocked out third. Another foul ball. That one's going to end up in the cemetery. I'm going to buy a plot in that, and I say I want to be right where all the foul balls are at. I want a lot of action. 1-2 pitch in for strike 3, and that ends the top of the 8th inning. We're going to take one more break here in the bottom of the 8th, and then we're going to be good for the day. You're watching Town Ball, the state tournament on NSPN.TV. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Fast and flexible care. Count on the urgency room for expert medical care when you need it most. Visit us in person. Broken bone, chest pain? We're in Eagan, Vadnais Heights, or Woodbury. Online care. Sinus infection? Strep throat? We offer easy online care. Major to minor, we can provide the level of care you need. Visit urgencyroom.com. Mobile check-in now available.
Star Tribune covers high school sports as passionately as you live them. Don't miss a beat on the games you love. Check out Star Tribune all day, every day for the latest prep news, scores, and so much more.
8, Waconia 5.
Beautiful look at Jackwer Field from the air. Thanks again to KMSP, Fox 9 for that footage. Mateo Finocchi still out on the mound. The New York transplant pitching for the Rochester Royals, trying to get him into the championship night at Dundas tomorrow night. Great day of baseball at Dundas tomorrow. You can watch 4 games if you want to head over there. There's the 3 2 quarterfinals and a semifinal of Class C, and then into the championship game of Class B. Full day of baseball. All right, top of the order. You want some excitement? Let's see what happens here. Top of the order against Fanoki. It's Vujovic, Werner, who homered, and Ledoux. This might be the make or break inning for this Miesville Mudhens team. And Vujovic takes the ball after a first pitch strike, so it's a count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Vujovic reached on a walk in the first, and then he is grounded out and popped out after that. That pitch on the outside corner, strike 2. So the lefty Vujovic wanting to set the table as his team is down by 3 runs and they have 6 outs to try to get him. Up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the bullpen, the Rochester bullpen is very active. I think there's this, it's like a 2-2 pitch. Strike 3, and Vujovic doesn't believe that. And 6 strikeout for Fanoki.
Next up for the Miesville Mudhens, the center fielder.
Lots of people down there. I can't tell who's pitching and who's catching. They might have 4 people warming up. Well, Joey took one into the cornfields the last time up. He is 1 for 3 with the home run. Just 4 hits against Mateo. This one was a run scorer. Lifted, and Werner's not happy. Pop up. Everybody converging. It's the center fielder Mahalik who makes the catch. So that'll bring up Ledoux, the number 3 hitter.
Number 24, Austin Ledoux.
Ledoux with a base hit. He singled right after the home run. He was erased on a double play. That might be the key play of the game, that double play that was grounded into by Marks. That took the sting out of the home run and the back-to-back, the home run and the base hit. First pitch a ball. Second pitch popped up. Backing up on it to begin with was Mahalik. He'll chase it down and make the catch. So we played 8, and that was not dramatic by any stretch of the imagination. And we'll go to the 9th inning. We're just going to keep it here. You're watching NSPN.TV. This is Class B state tournament action. The winner here goes to the championship. 4-1 Rochester over Miesville.
Leading off for the Rochester Royals here in the top of the 9th. Shortstop, number 9, Dan Lyons.
All right, we're to the 9th inning. It's 4-1 Rochester. And they come up for their last hacks, and it's Dan Lyons. And then back to the top of the order. Lyons squares the bunt, pulls back at strike 1. He is 0 for 3, a fly ball to right, ground ball to short, and a fly ball to center. The veteran of this Rochester team. Pops it up. That one should be in play. It might be drifting foul. And it's fair ball, as the first baseman Sweeney never really had a good beat on it, and the right fielder Vujovic thought Sweeney had it and never never made the,
The Rochester Royals center fielder,
this,
number 10,
he didn't discern that it was his ball, that he better go get it. So a little pop up to right, and that'll bring up Mahalik, the leadoff hitter. Mahalik 0 for 4 on the game. Hearn still pitching. He's retired 6 of the 8 batters he's faced. A walk and now this base hit. First pitch is a ball. Rochester, if you asked them, probably wouldn't mind adding a couple runs to this and give Matteo Finocchi a little bit of a breather. That pitch will be a strike on the inner corner of the plate. And it's count 1-1. The wind for the first time in hours dies down. The flag is just lilting. Hearn kicks and delivers. Bunt, foul. A ball and 2 strikes to Mahalik. Mahalik, the center fielder for the Rochester Royals. Fighting Illini from his days after playing at Mayo. Leadoff bloop single, pop-up single, I guess you'd say. Pitch outside. Again, Morris trying to frame it back in. Now the winds continue to blow or pick up. Runner at first, nobody out, 2-2 the count. Hearn kicks and delivers, and it's fouled deep and way out of play, but that ball was struck well from Mahalik. Just in case you're wondering, it's number 4, 5, and 6 for the Miesville Mudhens in the bottom of the 9th. Will they be down by 3 or more? Ground ball foul past the coaching box for Rochester. Three runs manageable. 4 or 5 runs maybe less manageable. Now just one lone person in the bullpen juggling a ball for the Royals. Grounded towards second, flip for 1, and Sprout starts the double play. 4-6-3 double play. Nicely turned, and
next up for the Rochester Royals,
2 down.
fielder number 19, Tate Miners.
Tate Miners comes to the plate. He had 2 base hits in his first 2 at-bats. Since then, he struck out and grounded to third, so 2 down. Hearn has come in and done exactly what's asked, and that's keep Rochester off the board. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the 5th for Rochester. That adds up to their 4 runs on 8 hits. 1 run in the 6th for Miesville. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Miners. Miners, the right fielder, hits number 2 in the lineup. Hearn comes in and ground ball to third. Picking it up is Ledoux. He fires across to Sweeney, and that ends the top of the 9th. After a leadoff single, bloop single, it's quickly erased on the double play, and then an out at third. So we'll stay right here, and we'll get ready for the bottom of the 9th inning. Well, we are ready for the bottom of the ninth inning. 3 runs need to be scored to extend it for the Miesville Mudhens, and it is the District 833 trio coming up. You got Marks from Park of Cottage Grove, Sweeney from Woodbury, and Morris from Eastridge, all 3 in the same school district. And the first pitch to Marks from Mateo Finoki is high and wide, ball 1. Little activity in the bullpen, but right now it looks like it's Finoki's game, and he misses with ball 2 as the breeze kicks up out of the north again. 2 balls and no strikes. He's got 3 runs to play with as Marks makes Finoki wait, looks in at his coach, but Finoki quickly sets and delivers and throws high, 3-0. Marks adjusts his batting gloves, and I think he's purposefully making Finoki wait a little bit. Finoki is on the mound and ready to go. In many circles, if there's no runners on, there's no reason to get out of the batter's box. That went in for a strike, and Finoki just wants to focus and throw strikes. 3 balls and a strike. Marks singled in his first time up, but he's also grounded into a double play. 3-1 pitch, grounded towards third. Nice play by Hollitz. Hollitz throws across and throws high, and that's an error. And Marks had turned inside. He's got to get back to the bat, so it'll be an error 5. First error of this game, and it gives the Miesville Mudhens a little life. Hollitz with a nice backhanded play, but he came up and sailed one on the throw. So runner at first, nobody out.
Running for Miesville at first, number 27,
Riley Ahern
Played for the Miesville Mudhens, the first baseman, number 11, Ronnie
will
Sweet.
run, not to be confused with Shannon Ahern. So Sweeney, the Woodbury High School graduate, now at the plate. And 1 out, runner at first. Pitch on the way. And it's low, the breaking ball, ball 1. 4-1 is your score here in the ninth. Will the Rochester Royals pick up their third baseman on the air? That pitch inside, 2-0. So he falls behind a batter just like he fell behind Marks. Two and 0. Kicks and delivers, grounded towards first. It is fielded nicely and thrown away. Oh, what a nice play by Block, but he throws it away as he tries to get the lead out, and now all of a sudden, a second error has runners at the corner. So instead of 2 outs, it's runners at first and third and nobody out.
Now batting for the Miesville Mudhens, the catcher, number 2, Max Morris.
Nice fielding job by Block, and he tried to throw to short to get the lead runner. Instead, he threw wildly, and it gets out to left field. Max Morris at the plate, and Rochester now is in a little peril. Lefty warming up in the bullpen, but I don't know if there's anything you can do about what Mateo Finoki's done. He's gotten 2 ground balls. That's all you would want to do, have him beat it into the ground twice. Morris at the plate. Pitch on the way. Lifted out towards right field. Is it going to be deep enough to score Ahern at third? Catch made. No, they're not even going to try. So the first out is Morris flying out to right field. Well, that's going to bring up the manager, Vanderbosch. 1 down. He is the tying run.
Number 4, Matt Vanderbosch.
Morris disgusted with himself. Vanderbosch and then Sprout. For the Miesville Mudhens here in Miesville at this beautiful Jack Rohr ball field. 1 down. Mateo kicks and delivers. Lifted foul. Little excitement for you in the ninth. And it was self-inflicted a little bit by the Rochester Royals. Pitch high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sweeney at first, the pinch runner Ahern at third. 1 down. What happens here? Do we keep playing baseball? Do the Royals move on? Breaking ball misses outside, 2-1. Vanderbosch 0 for 3, 3 flyouts. 2 balls and a strike. Throw over to first. Chases Sweeney back to the bag. Tying run at the plate. 1 down. Pitch. Grounded towards first. And through for a base hit. 1 run will score. Runners at first and second. Now the winning run is at the plate in the form of Brian Sprout.
Taking a run at first base for Miesville. Number 19, Cooper Smith.
Cooper Smith will run for Vanderbosch. Sprout
Second baseman number 22, Brian Sprout.
hit a 3-run home run last night. A 3-run homer right now flips this script completely. Sprout, the head baseball coach at East Ridge High School. They're going to keep Matteo Finocchi in. He's gotten 1 out, but now the tying run is on base. The winning run is at the plate. It's the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th, Andy. Might as well change it. Gracious. Bottom of the 9th, 1 down. Runners at first and second. Vanderbosch is going to take his spot in the third base coaching box. And Sprout pops it straight up. Is that going to blow out of play? And it does. Right behind us. Right over the top of us. So Sprout swings at the first pitch, and it's a strike on a foul ball. He homered last night against Blaine. Pitch on the way. Fouled away. 0-2 to Sprout. 42 years old. Still strong and very successful at the town ball game. Sweeney's at second. Got the pinch runner at first. What happens here? 4-2 is your score. 0-2 pitch. Line towards short. Has a chance. He's going to take it himself and throw over, and that's a double play to end the game. And Rochester gets a 6-3 double play to end it. Give a lot of credit there to Lyons. He makes the play. He decided, I'm not going to flip it. I'm just going to go with it myself. He knew that Sprout, a little older player running down the line, he could get it to the bag and get over to first, and that does it. The 6-3 double play ends the game, and Rochester will play in the Class B championship game. 4-2 is your final. 4 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for Rochester. They get both of them in this inning. 4, 8, and 2 errors, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Miesville. The winning pitcher, Matteo Finocchi. And the losing pitcher is Quinn Kruger. So they had a chance in the 9th inning. They had the winning run at the plate. They had the tying run on base. Ground ball double play to short ends the game, and Rochester moves on to the final. It will be Miesville and Champlin Park playing in about 35 minutes right here on NSPN.TV. Congratulations to Rochester. They win it 4-2 over Miesville. And we will be back with Game 3 right after this on NSPN.TV. Rochester moves on, Miesville and Champlin Park coming at you.